Okay, I'm going to try and show you a couple things here. On this part I've got one row knit, and the stitches are all going to be oriented. If I pull it, you'll be able to see the leading leg is in back. But for my cast on, because I don't wrap the yarn the right way, I don't pay attention. The leading leg, can you see the leading leg is in front? So here's the trick. I hold the tip of my needle, I push. Do you see how tightly I push all those stitches up? Then I grab the needle here. That prevents those stitches from working their way back this way. I grab that needle there, and that's what controls it. And I keep the stitches from coming off my needle with my thumb or my thumbnail. You see how I have my thumb pressed there and it's not going to let the stitch off? I wrap. Now I'm doing in the round, and I want my leading leg in back. If I were in the round wanting my leading leg in front, I would wrap it from the bottom to the top. But because maybe I should say on the near side or on the far side. If I wrap it from the far side, when the stitch is formed, it's going to have the leading leg. See how it has the leading leg on the back? See that? Now I've got a hold of my stitches here. I've got them all pushed up on the needle. And if I need to push more up, do you see how if I push here and I hold on here, how it bunches those stitches toward the tip of the needle? I have a tendency to pull these onto the needle with these fingers, and the same thing here. You see I'm holding on here. I'm using these three fingers to shove my stitches around. And when I get to the point where I can't easily, another thing I'm doing, you see how I have my thread tensioned? I can squeeze those fingers and prevent the yarn from flowing. So when I create this stitch, I pinch those fingers and see how I push my yarn, and it lets me push that stitch off the needle. I don't have to pull that stitch off the needle. So I'll put my thing in here, I'll wrap it, and then I've got it tensioned here. See that? I pinched my fingers, and that allows me to make the stitch without pulling on it. I can tension the stitch so it's exactly the size of the needle. Once the stitch is made, I relax all of that, and I use the shaft of the needle to size the stitch. The focal length I'm working on is totally wrong for what I usually, when I knit, I have my stitches right in front of my face. See how I'm using my thumbnail to hold that stitch on while it clears, so I don't have to do anything except push it off with my finger when I'm done. And I've still got a hold of them. See right here? I've got a death grip on that needle. I don't know that it's a death grip, but. And the same thing here. You see how I've got it pinched with these two fingers? That lets me have these fingers free to pull the stitches along the needle. Now, do you see how those stitches are all spread out now? It's time for me to push more stitches up to this front of the needle. So I grab my right hand tip and I spread all those out. I grab this tip and I push all those stitches up. Then I grab a hold with those fingers, and I'm ready to go again. Because the stitches are bunched up so close to the tip of the needle, they come off very easily. I never have to pull. If I get to the point where I have to pull the stitch off the needle to get it off, that's my cue that I have to stop and move the work along the needle.